Today I'll be working on this old battery-powered AM radio. It looks to be pre-war. And the label on it is Sentinel. So we'll try to get this thing running and see what happens. Okay, here's a look at the chassis inside. As you can see, it has the magnetic loop antenna on the back. These connections probably go to these little clips here, and it would be essential that this loop antenna is connected to the circuit for operation. And you can see the batteries. We've got type B batteries and probably A over there as well. So we'll pop all that open and have a look and see what the status is. It looks like it's RMA, Radio Manufacturers Association. And it looks really very, very clean on the inside, like it hadn't been used much at all. So all these batteries in here have the date code of July of 1942, just before, actually shortly after Pearl Harbor. That's interesting. So this radio was obviously, looks like it was bought, and they never ever changed the batteries in this thing. It probably wasn't used that much. So the radio and the chassis again is super clean inside. It's like a brand new radio. So that is all very interesting. July 42 on all of the batteries. Okay, so here's the inside of that radio. I searched everywhere online and couldn't find a schematic anywhere. But the IF cans are labeled 455 kilocycles, as expected. The speaker appears to be a high impedance type because there is no audio transformer on the radio itself. So this radio is definitely a unique one. It's a pretty interesting little radio. So if you take a look at the caps, no repairs evident in here, so it's, like I say, you look at the date on those batteries, I don't think it was ever used, or the batteries were never replaced. So we'll go ahead and recap all this and give it a shot. Okay, so I decided to do a preliminary comment on this radio to see if it's worth repairing. So I have current voltage here, B+. I've got an A battery supply back there, so this whole stack of power supplies will run this thing. And I found out that just basically by moving a couple tubes around, I was able to bring it back to life a little bit. You know, obviously it's got some issues. But it definitely works. So, you know, if we replace a few, I think maybe replacing some leaky caps and cleaning the tube sockets might improve it greatly. Okay, so now we're going to move on to recapping all of the coupling and decoupling capacitors on the bottom. And here's what it looks like before the recapping. Okay, so I completely recapped this radio and also measured all of the resistors out of tolerance, every single one of them. I then performed an alignment, 455 kilocycles first, align the IF and then the RF section with its loop antenna. And then the other interesting thing is the speaker. So I was under the impression that this was a high impedance speaker given the relatively large size of the magnet on the back, but turns out that's not the case. Someone had removed the output transformer from this speaker to obviously probably to give it to another radio. So I installed another one from my junk box. This is a really nice mil-spec audio output transformer, NEMS Clark. And the radio sounds really great. So we'll turn on the power supply here and we'll let it play. We flip the speaker up. And here's the filament, plate, play. And it's nice and loud too. Yeah. So it's a pretty nice radio. Now, here's an interesting thing I also added to it, which was an iPod jack, because the people we're giving to probably want to use it in iPod mode. So I wired that into the volume pot top wiper up here. And then this is the audio input. There's two stages of audio gain, a triode and then a pentode for the power amp. So I ran a couple shielded audio cables to this little, let's see if I can focus. Turned on the volume temporarily. Okay, let's see if we can focus on this. Alright, there we go. This little contraption here, which is just a toggle switch connected to a stereo 3.5mm plug. There are 200K resistors in here to mix together the stereo output from whatever device this is plugged into. And the switch allows it to go between radio and iPod. And we'll give you an example of that. So here we are on radio. We flip it over to iPod. Both right and left are active. So the next step is going to be to restuff the batteries. It has a Type A and Type B batteries, so the Type A is quite easy. It's just going to be a size C battery. The other two will be 5 9-volt batteries apiece. Okay, so for this radio, I've chosen to restuff the old batteries with modern ones. I've already done so to this Type A battery. I've put in I think a size C or size D and wired it to the terminals, and I've done the same for this Type B. I've put 5 9-volts in here and then wired them in series and wired them to the terminals on top. I'm using this rubber cement here to bond the box back together. You can see the inside of this box after I cleaned it out. You know, it's pretty easy to remove the old batteries here. So I'll show you these guys. I've got 2 already connected together, and we'll connect a few more, and we'll have our 45 volts. Okay, so here we have the 2 battery packs already connected, the other 2, and then this one, which is a wrap of 5 9-volt batteries wired in series, and it's connected over here temporarily before we restuff it. So we'll give this radio a try, see if it works. Ah. Works quite well. And there we have it, restuffing batteries and restored little farm radio. Okay, so here is the completed radio with the 3 restuffed batteries. 5 9-volts in here, 1 size C in here, and then another 5 9-volts there. And we'll try it out. New teeth in life, the way it... And it works quite well. So next step will be to put it back in the chassis. Okay, we're going to demonstrate this radio in action right now. So you can turn it on. Directions, although the great city of Austin, tune into numerous AM broadcast stations. But if that's boring, you can always flip the switch and then put your old music on.
Potato chips, how about just drip? Potato chips, how about just drip? Crunch, crunch, I don't want no lunch.
Alright, and that's it. This is the Sentinel radio and restoration, and also making a few minor adjustments for external audio connection, as shown over here. Thank you for watching.